Hi, I'm the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your May forecast for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. So what's at the heart of a situation for you? There's a strong focus on this Queen of Wands. You may have a fire sign person in your life that is important at this time. This could be an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. It could be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. Or it could very well be that you're taking on the traits of this Queen of Wands. Now, this is a very passionate person, someone who is highly motivated and well-connected. So she may have a number of friends, a number of connections. She's very social. She's comfortable with herself, her sexuality. She's very passionate about what she believes in. She acts on her conviction, and she's very wise. She relies on her strong intuition. So for some of you, those are traits that are going to be important. Promoting yourself, promoting an idea, being very protective, or feeling that from someone. And there's a very strong attempt to wield personal influence. This is a queen who's highly magnetic. And she can sometimes push the boundaries. She usually gets away with it because of her enormous charm. Now, negatively, she can, be an extremist. She takes things just a little bit too far. And so she pushes some buttons. And there's a focus on getting attention, getting recognition. And positively, this is going to be something natural. Either you or someone that you're connected with is going to attract a variety of suitors, interest, people who are of like mind, people who are adventurous, people who light your fire somehow. So you're making passionate connections. And perhaps this is about socializing in some way. Having a drink or entertainment or having fun. But there could also be issues where somebody's not being taken seriously. And perhaps someone is going out of their way in an annoying manner to be front and center, to get attention. So this is going to be a period where you're trying to steer a situation to go exactly the way you want it. It may be tied to income. And perhaps there's a strong enchantment with money or material goods or comfort. But this is a knight who is slow to act. Now this could represent you. It's an earth sign person, or perhaps there's another earth sign person involved. A Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So this is a knight who is on a quest. He's seeking to make some steady gains. And there could be issues right now of loyalty, devotion, steadfastness. So perhaps you are enchanted with making some progress, or maybe you're just enchanted with making some money. Now, this Knight of Pentacles can show up as a secret love affair. And this Queen of Wands, out of all of the queens, is most apt to become a mistress because she's so passionate and full of desire. Now, that may not be the case. You may be trying to steer matters your way in connection to her or some cause, idea, or concept. But again, something is slow to move. This knight is reliable. He's steady, but he takes his time. So at the very center of a situation is trying to steer matters your way, either with regard to this queen or with regard to your income, making some progress in some area of life. Now, in the past, you were enchanted with something and moving slowly, or perhaps something you were enchanted with wasn't moving as fast as you wanted to. And there's the recognition of a change of fortune. Now, again, this may be tied to money or the future or a turn of events that you played a hand in. Perhaps the change of fortune came about from wanting to be the center of attention, or the recognition of a change of fortune, Or perhaps somebody was too oblivious or self-absorbed, and that created a change in luck. So something you had a hand in. Now, this may tie with income, a change in your income, or trying to steadily increase your income, gain some kind of recognition. For some of you, it may be as mundane as buying a car or buying tires for your car or repairing your car. But for most of you, this will be a change of fortune because of something that you said or did. For better or worse, changed a circumstance and took it in a different direction. Now, you're having to look for your luck in a situation. Maybe you experienced some bad luck, or perhaps you experienced a rapid improvement in a situation where, even the smallest of luck has become significant. And if something was moving slowly, it didn't turn out quite the way you had planned or hoped or went in the direction you wanted, it may have been a blessing in disguise. But this is recognizing opportunity, or the opportunity to change directions for the better. And it's about your level of expectation or that of someone else. Whether you are overshooting, you're expecting the big win, and it's not going to happen, or you don't put any faith at all. So this is about knowing what to expect from life, from situations, and from others. And also in the past, there was a strong focus on success. Now, for some of you, maybe you wanted to go and take a vacation. Maybe you were thinking about traveling. Maybe you wanted to have success in some area of your life that was tied financially or emotionally. The Sun card speaks of you. Now, there may be a strong tie to a Leo person. But for others of you, this could be a multitude of things that relate to your destiny. Something is being highlighted. There's an opportunity on the horizon, something for you to look forward to, a door opening. But it also is going to present some challenges. It's going to mean more effort, more work, more responsibility, more of an investment in order to reach the success that you're hoping for. Your ambitions, your ego is part of the picture. Now, it could be a tie to children, a father figure, your role as a father, or just your personal success, health, vitality, and well-being. And you may be experiencing changes in any of those areas of life. You could also have created a change of fortune that slowed things down if you were acting out of frustration. If you were impatient, wanting something to quickly move forward before the time was right, you may have found that you ended up getting burned or burned out in a situation. And you end up in solitude, perhaps giving some thought. Again, this could be to your future, to a romance, to children, to your role as an authority. You're coming in contact, perhaps, with people who can offer good information, support system to you, open doorways, create the influence that you're seeking, or connect you to those who can help you. But the way that you handle a situation, and then we're speaking in past tense, the way that you handle something speaks to the outcome. And it's about learning who the players in the game are and what their roles are in relation to yours. So you may be steadily making some positive changes that provide success, or perhaps you've been too slow. There's been a change of fortune and some frustration from trying to push something forward too soon. Now, presently, you're making some plans. Again, this is future-oriented. You may be looking out there to greener pastures, especially if issues of faithfulness and loyalty are at stake here. This is a small opportunity for gain where you're planting the seeds that will yield at some point, either financially or emotionally. You're contemplating your plans. Perhaps you've gotten some good news. This may tie to education or some form of training or youth. But you're putting a lot of thought to these plans, perhaps even getting some advice or some guidance. There's some inner dialogue, some messages playing out for you. And perhaps you feel like you're not being taken seriously, or you're not taking something outside of yourself seriously. So there are some plans connected to perhaps a Queen of Wands, or steering matters your way with regard to some plans. Again, maybe educational, could be monetary. And you want the truth. You want to gain some clarity. And perhaps there's plans that you have to make some type of agreement where you cut away any kind of BS and get to the heart of the matter, the root. So this could be a time period where you're coming up with some brilliant solutions. You got a lot of ideas. But there could be a change of fortune if you or someone else is trying to force those ideas down someone's throat, forcefully putting them, out into the ether. You're going to do it my way. This is what I think. Positively, this can be stimulating conversations, discussions, negotiations that introduce you or someone else to new ideas, new concepts for the attainment of success or the attainment of a truth or an agreement. The problem could be, especially if this Knight of Pentacles is slow, that you're slow to form this agreement. There's some reticence about moving forward. Either you or someone else is hesitating to make that first move, to make the decision. You're waiting on the other person. So there are some plans right now to bring attention to a situation, to steer matters your way, to form an agreement, or to get to the truth of a matter. In the future, you will be taking charge or dealing with some authority figure. Now, this may be an Aries person. It appears that something unexpected, some news or encounter, may provide a lucky situation, or you need to wake up to taking charge. This is about playing a leadership role, taking the initiative to find out where you stand, to get to that truth, to form that agreement. It's about claiming your personal power and having some accountability if you have failed in the past, or taking others to task if somehow they've been abusing their power. So you're either at the end of a stressful period or you're about to start one. But whatever it is, you're going to step up to the plate just a little bit harder. You're going to be more assertive, more direct. You're going to be speaking your truth. Whether that was the original plan or not, this is a time where you feel compelled to empower yourself because of a desire to have greater security, to put something on a solid foundation, whether it is a project, a desire, or a wish. Now, for some of you, there could be strong dealings with the government, corporations, authority figures, father figures, or again, claiming your own personal power and taking charge. And it's about your ability, your skills. Now, this may have to do with your resources or a talent. It's getting some kind of special knowledge, expertise. So, for some of you, it's about having what you need. There's a vision, a goal you need to take charge of to manifest it and bring it into reality. So again, it may tie to your dreams. Perhaps there's a special gift that you have. You may even be informed. You may be connected to divine source through your dreams, through psychic impressions, or through your ability to effectively and assertively communicate what your needs and desires are to put something on firm footing. For some of you, maybe this is about your resources, some dealings with the bank or investments. For others of you, it's, again, some kind of special knowledge or expertise that you hold. So you're taking charge of your own ability. This is about initiative, self-starter. Now, negatively, if there's been an abuse of power, there's too much focus on self. Somebody's self-centered. They're an opportunist, perhaps a liar. They're taking advantage of others. They know how to manipulate for personal gain. So you may be taking that trait on, or perhaps you're dealing with somebody. So we have Aries and Gemini here. Those may be important signs. So manipulating a situation in order to take charge or take control. And this can be done either positively or negatively. There are opportunities that will bring a change of fortune, perhaps connected to a Queen of Wands or steering a matter your way. And as the final, we have the Empress. This is, again, about manifestation. This may be a power couple where there is communication. Whether that communication is effective or not, where there may have been abuses of power within this relationship. The Empress card is a maternal influence. There's a desire to give birth to something. Now, you also have passion. Perhaps somebody has a passionate encounter and now somebody's pregnant. Or there's a desire to give birth to a situation. That's going to take some time, and this Knight of Pentacles is very slow. Perhaps the Empress is taking her time trying to influence a situation. She's also very passionate, to the point that she may be angry. This could be someone that you had a passionate encounter with, or that you currently feel passionate about. This is also about expression. The Empress says there's the possibility of smoothing something over within a relationship, or if not, perhaps forming some better, more appropriate connections. It's also about healthy boundaries. And so for some of you, this is about knowing when you shouldn't be taking something too far in either direction. Remember, that's what spins the wheel and determines whether you have success or not. It's your initiative, your ability to take advantage of opportunity in a constructive way to create a lasting and solid foundation. Right now, you're very concerned with your health, your happiness, your well-being, your security, and something of enduring value. This may be a project. It may be a relationship. Whatever it is, you're having to put an investment of time. You're having to apply effort. And whether you feel like you're gaining clarity or truth or not, you are inching closer to that success. This is a gestation period where something is growing. And as long as you continue to apply yourself, you are making progress. It's also about your enthusiasm, your passion for moving forward, for your own belief in self. And so for some of you, it's about not being indulgent and thinking that something is just going to arrive without you applying yourself, without putting in effort. It's about knowing when you're going too far, spending too much, talking too much, loving too much, eating too much, drinking too much, or the opposite extreme, complete deprivation, stifling your senses. So the ability to create a situation that provides some happiness, some sense of well-being, and gives you some form of security is on the horizon in the future. It's driven by this opportunity for work, or you working to grow an opportunity. It may be to move up the ladder of success. It could be to build up your savings, to build up your skills. You may be honing your skills. Perhaps you're on the job training, or you're an apprentice, or you're an artisan of some type. It's about looking in focus at the details, or recognizing where you're getting lost in the details. It's also about being in a rut, finding yourself in a comfort zone that doesn't allow you to grow, whatever that may be. And it's about continued criticism and nitpicking on your part or that of others. So communication could be an important issue that changes the fortune, especially if somebody is continually fault finding. There's an opportunity to grow in some area, to make some positive changes, to move something in a better direction. Now, it's centering on cooperation. But there's a lack of decisiveness in spite of this Emperor here. There's a lack of power or outer authority. So right now, things are moving slowly because perhaps the situation is just not right. It may not be the time to act right now. There's also a lack of sensitivity within this reading. Some kind of coldness, a devoidness of emotion. Or positively, that could just mean a preference for logic over emotion. Somebody is putting their emotions aside so that they can proactively deal with the situation analytically. It also centers around some kind of promise that should be kept, or whether that promise will be kept. In some cases, this may be an invitation to something. But there's also a lot of tens in this reading. So there are conclusions regarding people and property. Now this page is extremely concerned with the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor. Taking control to gain some income, or being very direct to make some kind of progress, or, there's some kind of enchantment that's, you are drawn to. And perhaps there's some lucky circumstance. You're getting some type of advice. The Queen of Wands is very focused on this Empress. Now, maybe these are two women, or perhaps this Queen of Wands is trying to steer matters her way to feel good, to create a circumstance, to grow a relationship, or grow a feminine sense of being, or grow a project in some way. There's also, something about affairs or romance or tradition. Someone feels that they are on a quest to prove their worthiness, or they're being put on a quest. Again, we have a power couple here. Could be two people vying for power, maybe two very strong personalities, or maybe there's a focus on mother, father, parental figures. You have 5 major cards in this reading. This is a very significant time period for you. But fortunately, each of those major cards also carries a key to unlock a challenge to get you on the other side of a situation. The wheel says you've got to maintain confidence in what you're doing without being reckless. So again, hitting the mark, knowing what's possible and what's not. The Sun card encourages you to be diplomatic and tactful. Remain friendly, open, in spite of dealing with challenge and challenging people. That's going to get you through the worst of situations. Allowing your frustration to take over is going to create a setback for you. The Emperor says leadership is highlighted, your personal power, taking charge of a situation, but knowing when to draw the line, because leadership can quickly become tyranny if you start to enforce in negative ways. If the Ace of Swords becomes a confrontation, a winner takes all, because the Ace of Swords says that there's something within your situation that's at high stake where you can either win or lose more than you had anticipated. The Magician says it's time for you to be a self-starter, to take the initiative. But don't be impatient or frustrated if things don't move in quite the manner or time frame that you hope. And the Empress says also, keep your optimism without going too far and becoming overindulgent. So your big question is, how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? Growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you're able to give the world more grace. So you're going to have to look at yourself with a grace filter. You're meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in that hole with your soul's truth, that you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. So, this is about getting to the truth of your situation, finding success, happiness, well-being, changing a cycle in a positive direction. Slow and steady wins the race. When you take the initiative to assert yourself and claim your power, to make some improvement with your skills, your talents, or yourself, there's an opportunity for gain here. The answer is your move. So it's all up to you, the magician. You've got everything you need to manifest. Again, this is about endings, conclusions, finalities. And there's also the influence of the group here. Whatever ends during this period also contains the potential seed for a new beginning. You're ending on a 3, so this is about your mindset, your mood, the way you rationalize situations. What is your coping mechanism when things are happening around you?